nung off-season, yun yung dinala nila sa atin.
Yeah.
Kaya may sabi natin na effective nga talaga.
Hindi lang siya about dun sa pagiging effective ng mga heroes na yon because of meta or because of the statistics, but also because of the play style na masasabi ko na prominent dito kay Venus. Kay Oh My Venus, more importantly. Ang kulit siya yung captain ng Onyx page for the longest time, the shot caller. Tapos pagdating dito sa Blacklist, siya pa rin. So, it kind of just feels na ito talagang identity ni Venus, ni Oh My Venus, ay hindi mawawala sa kanya, and that makes him very successful in that kind of strategies. Ngayon, para kay Venus, sobrang nakokontrol niya kasi magkaroon siya ng view ng mapa, kaya naman din talaga gustong-gusto niya itong mga gantong heroes.
And thinking about it, Wolf, storyline lang dito, when Venus came in doon sa Blacklist International, parang almost certain na tayo lahat na siya na yung magiging captain yan. And gano'ng kahirap yun? Coming from another team, ikaw agad yung gagawing captain.
Sobrang hirap na. I can't imagine. Sobrang na-surprise din ako na ang Blacklist International ay mabilis mag-adapt kung ganon. Well, if you're looking at the sidelines, kumbaga, nandiyan si Edward, nandiyan si Eson, players that are very open to unusual picks. In fact, nakita natin sa previous na iterations ng Blacklist International, sila din naman yung mga players na willing na gumamit ng mga out-of-the-meta heroes. Siguro dahil doon sa personality nung ibang mga members ng Blacklist, naging swabe yung pag-integrate sa Oh My Venus as a captain. But if I were to answer your question, sobrang hirap gawin nun. It's really one of the most difficult things out there. But Blacklist International, mukhang na they made it work. Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, ito na ata yung pinakamabilis na drop na nakita ko
sa
buhay ko. In a Blacklist International, banning out the Selena, Natalia, and the Bane. Well, for the side of Aura PH, it's going to be the Bruno, the Mathilda, Estes, and the Diggy. Ang mga picks naman nila dito is Paquito, Rafaela, Harith. Sa side naman ng Aura, it's going to be the Alice, Johed, and the Benedetta.
Sobrang surprising. Well, at least, actually, hindi pala surprising. I'm gonna take that back. This is one thing na ginawa ng mga teams na laban sa Blacklist. However, hindi naman ganun ka-effective. Banning out all of, using 3 of your bans sa una just to control the hero pool ni Oh My Venus. Yun yung medyo nakakapagtaka dyan. But, nevertheless, it is what it is. Para sa Blacklist International, sinicure na nila yung Rafaela in combination with the Paquito. Siguro weird yung Harith na kinuha agad siya, but in a way, it answers so much. Kasi hindi siya ganun ka-problemado sa Johed and sa Benedetta na eventually ay pinik dito ng RPH. Maybe yung Alice, dahil dun sa instant stun, courtesy of the second skill ng Alice, baka maproblema siya. But overall, Harith na may kasamang Rafaela, almost only dash to. Unsustained din.
Then again, Wolf, kailangan kasi i-set up din ng Aura PH yung Alice na yan kahit may instant stun sila sa isang Harith. Kailangan nila ng isang burst hero na magdi-deal ng damage dito kay Harith. Yes, Benedetta can be that hero, pero kasi ang problema ng Benedetta dito is depende pa yun sa pacing ng items niya.
Yisun Shin picked up by Aura PH, napaka-talinong choice, I would say. Kasi ang Yisun Shin ay napakabilis mag-jungle at hindi siya ganun kadaling i-force out of the jungle. At kung titignan mo ang heroes ng Blacklist International, Rafaela, hindi ganun ka disruptive when it comes to invading or jungle choking. Yung Paquito na tank, pwede pa siguro, but I doubt Blacklist International will use this Paquito as a tank, knowing na ang lupit din ng mga side lanes ng Blacklist International using this particular hero.
Aura PH, this could be, sabihin na lang natin, isang deny pick para sa Blacklist International. Kasi si Wise, we know that isa siya sa mga pinakamagagaling na YSS players dito sa Pilipinas.
That's also true. Blacklist International looking for the burst. Oh, Tigreal. And the carry. Unti-unti nating i-breakdown to. Butters, Tigreal, isang hero na very good against the Benedetta. Dahil ang mga heroes na usually, yung mga tanks natin na napapang-counter sa Benedetta, meron lang silang 1 or 2 stuns. But for Tigreal, ang dami niyang crowd control para din naman na hindi makapagtipid or at least hindi ma-save ni Benedetta yung kanyang second skill, Eye for an Eye. Carry, however, ito yung nakakagulat na pick. But hindi natin pwedeng tignan si Carry lang. Kailangan tignan yung supporting niya, which is the Rafaela. Rafaela plus Carry, totally different story siya. Kaya nga naman talaga pinili siya ng Blacklist International.
I agree, Wolf. Aura PH going for that Kagura. Nakita natin yung game nila nung day number 1. very successful Kagura games for Greed.
Yes.
And right now, this is your draft. Tama ka dun, Wolf. Rafaela and carry combination ang gagamitin dito ng VY tandem. Oheb on the side lane, Harith and Edward Eson. Sila ang magiging, sabihin natin, tore or pundasyon netong side ng Blacklist. Well, for the side of Aura PH, ang high impact din nung damage output na madidil nila dito into the early game, given na maganda yung pacing nila.
Yeah, let's say na if yung Aura PH ay magsisimula sa laban na to na nakukuha nila lahat ng jungle na kailangan nila, Alice gets the farm, tas yung unang, yung 4 members of Aura PH, they get to go around the map at hindi sila ma-force ng Rafaela. Yes, it's true, maganda kanya nilang early game. It's just very scary dahil ang kanilang katapat, Blacklist International, na kokontrol nila yung early game dahil sa kanilang Venus rounded draft around this captain, of course. We'll see kung makakontrol yan ng Aura PH.
You know what? Tanungin lang kita ngayon I'm very interested in this. Nasa baba dito si Benedetta at si Paquito. Ano yung tingin mo sa matchup na yan?
It's pretty even kung usapang maharasan kasi ang lakas dahil dun sa mga nerfs sa Benedetta ay hindi na siya gano'ng kabilis mag-clear ng waves. Pero if you're gonna play this smart, pwede sila mag-iwasan lang palagi. Pero ito yung kagandahan. Obviously, kapag may dumalaw, nakakuha ng bonus kill. Eson doon, paying the price. Pero tingin ko naman ay nagawa niya naman yung trabaho niya. Delay ng onte. Hindi man niya nanakaw, which is hindi naman yun yung primary objective nila. But still, Kilowash gets the first stack doon sa kanyang Festival of Blood. And that's going to help him dito sa matchup na to. Kanina nga, nasabi natin na yung haras ni Paquito, kakaiba talaga. Pero at least, meron na siyang 1% out of that 12 na kahit pa paano tutulungan siya. Exactly. I wanna say dun sa Benedetta versus the Paquito na matchup, side laners will say na even lang yan at nasa bitawan na lang yan. But I would say mas maganda ang Paquito sa patch ngayon just because of the nerfs dun sa Benedetta. At not only that, yung Paquito, hindi mo matatanggal na meron siyang dalawang actually, pwede pa tumatlo kapag tamang-tama yung management mo. So that means na yung playmaking potential mas mataas sa Paquito, which is needed sa Blacklist International in that draft.
Yeah, and looking at it, Wolf, nakikita natin yung ibang teams dito, nag-iba yung take sa Benedetta May mga teams like Bren Esports na ginagamit na nila yung Benedetta doon sa may jungler path.
Yep.
Ngayon, ano nga ba yung mga ways para talaga laruin si Benedetta? Napaka-flexible naman itong hero na to.
Exactly. Before the patch, I think lahat halos ng position instead, except the mid lane. Pero actually, ginamit din ang mid lane. So technically speaking, all of the positions pwedeng laruin si Benedetta. Sa ngayon, I would say the most effective usage of the Benedetta is the jungler role. At kita-kita natin yan kahapon using, seeing Carl TZ use it. Kasi nga naman, dun, yung mga nerf sa kanya ay parang pinahirapan na yung kanyang wave clear potential na kapag naman meron kang double buffs ay malakas ka pa rin.
Pero merong engagement dito. And look at that, yung pushback. Eson dito, siya na naman ang target ni Raflesia. And Raflesia even burning yung kanyang flicker doon. Raflesia, wala siyang pantakas dito. And Creed, binato sa kanya si Venus, pero may flicker si Venus dito. And that is going to be one kill going to the side din ng Blacklist International.
Kaya nakikita natin difference ng carry only versus carry and Rappa together.
And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isang dalaw lang dito ni Kilowash. Tumumba na sila. And Eson dito, kakauwi mo lang. Papauwiin ka ata ulit ng Aura. Hindi aabot ang damage with a sliver of HP. Eson will get away.
A better trade though for Aura PH. Ang ganda nung synchronization ng skills noon. That was so beautiful from Aura PH. Halos sabay-sabay na yung sustain na dapat nangyayari na nanggagaling from the Rafaela ay hindi nila nakuha. But nag-overstay din definitely si ang VY's combo doon. But nevertheless, mukhang sila pa rin mananalo sa turtle fight.
Ang ganda ng delay na ginawa doon ni Edward. Pumunta siya doon sa may area tapos talagang tinakot niya lang yung mga team members dito ng Aura. And bibitaw ang Aura doon, pero si Raflesia at the last possible moment, papasok siya and mapapani siya dito.
Ladies and gentlemen, the power of the Paquito. Lalong-lalo na sa turtle take. So we can see na sa unang turtle na pinaglabanan ng pare sa teams, yung pag-zone out lang yung fact na sobrang taas ng damage ng isang Paquito. Nahihirapan na nga. And looking now, since lamang na lamang si Edward over the Benedetta at this point when it comes to the farm, dahil si Kiluwash kasi tumulong dun sa may mid lane, nabubuli na yung Benedetta sa ngayon.
Blacklist International dito, pwede sana silang pumunta sa may bot lane para umanswer doon sa push kasi nga umuwi si Kilowash, pero sabi ng Blacklist, hindi, lalabanan natin yung aura ng harapan.
Kasi yun naman talaga ang dapat gawin, lalong-lalo na pag isunshin yung katapat mo. Maganda yung early game potential ng Blacklist International when it comes to defending. Reson
na naman ang nahuli nila dito. Hindi yung magagamit yung implosion just because merong ejector na magaganap. Pero Oheb just in time, nung ipupush na clear niya na yung wave. And Blacklist International, ang ginagawa lang talaga nila dito is hawakan lang yung wave nila, while Aura, sinusubukan talaga maging aggressive.
Aura PH, they can be aggressive. Katulad nga sinabi natin kanina, pwede sila maghintay na yung Alice ay magiging mayaman na. That's Benny Cutie Alice, by the way. Isa sa mga signature heroes ni Benny Cutie. Pinaka-successful niya, of course. And hindi siya gano'ng katakot sa Harit kasi alam niya na meron siyang ways para talunin yung Harit. Lalong-lalo na pag yung Harit ay napato na yung Zaman Force in the latter stages of the game. Ang gagawin na ng RPH, hintay lang nila mag-farm.
Eso na naman ang naging target dito, and Implosion won't hit anybody. Raflesia, meron siyang flicker, pipilit pa ba to ng Aura, nahanap na naman nila yung pick-up na gusto nila dito. And it seems na every single time na mawawala na isang member yung Blacklist International dito, nagbaback na sila agad.
Alam ng Aura PH kung ano kailangan gawin ngayon, which is to invade this carry. Delay lang talaga nila mag-farm si Wise and they're gonna be happy about this.
While YSS nandoon sa may side ng Turtle, he will get it. Edward dito, nag-engage, wala siyang mananock up, tatakbo lang ng paunti-unti dito ang Aura at hindi na nila ipipilit kahit nasa kanila pa yung Turtle buff. Wolf, looking at it, Aura PH at the last possible moment, talagang kinover lang nila lahat ng entrances sa jungle dito ng Blacklist International papunta sa Turtle.
Kung kahapon ang ginagawa ng Aura PH is from minute 1 sila nagja-jungle choke. This time, tiniming nila kung saan mas malakas na nga sila using other heroes. Ngayon si Eson ay mapapasama pa talaga.
Eson dito, hindi siya makahanap ng break. That is 0-4-1 on his scoreline. And hindi mo siya magbiblame kasi grabe yung binibigay sa kanya ng Raflesia na problema.
I'm actually wondering why they opted to go for the Tigreal the Tigreal as the main tank. Although, nagme-make sense siya laban sa Benedetta and other heroes of Aura PH, it's quite slow. Parang, okay, pwede siya sa ibang klaseng mga drafts. But with Rafael and Carry na gustong umabante, yun yung medyo nakapagtaka. But, if we look at the clashes, pag nagkaroon ng big clash in the mid-game, makikita natin yung essence ni Eson on this Tigreal. Hopefully, ay makakuha siya ng magagandang mga implosions para, like you said, he catches the break already. But until then, ay mahihirapan pa rin siya ngayon. Lalong-lalo na kasi mobile yung mga heroes ng Aura PH.
JP in the area din, and magkakagawan sila dito. Retribution, pinuwersa ni JP dito yung pagkuha niyan. And that is going to be 28 seconds. So titingnan natin dito yung Turtle, it's going to be 20 seconds na lang bago siya mag-up. And how important is it na yung Blacklist International talaga dito mag-full on lang? Sa late game ba sila nakatingin dito, Wolf?
Well, they do have ways para sa late game dahil meron silang Alice at meron din silang Benedetta. Sabihin na natin yung Shin is 50-50 sa late game. Malakas pa rin pero hindi ganun kalakas.
And there is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Nagkabatuan na naman dito. Eson caught in the middle. Aura PH dito. Aggression ang sagot nila sa lineup na ginawa ng Blacklist International. And Creed pumasok din. Tignan natin, Kilowash getting that kill. Connection after connection ang ginagawa dito ng Aura.
Wonderful timing at hindi lang yan yung synchronization ng skills ng Aura PH. Well coordinated. Siguro ito yung nagiging tema ngayon ng Aura PH. Mas maganda yung execution sila na kanilang mga team fights. And you can see na nag-connect dun si Kiluwash, pati na rin si Greed dun sa may mid lane for that extra kill. Kiluwash coming from the bottom side, paakyat. Samantala si Greed hindi nagdalawang isip sa kanyang flame shot, sa kanyang yin-yang overturn. A wonderful display of execution mula sa Aura PH. Kita-kita natin talagang kakaiba na ang aura ng Aura PH.
At speaking of fire, kung may heat map tayo dito sa may mapa, Wolf, lahat ng init nandun sa may taas. Parang ayaw nila bitawan yung eke na yan.
Yeah, they know that nandun yung si Harith. And kanina rin kasi nandun yung turtle area. Nandun yung respawn na turtle. So when it comes to the timing, yun talaga yung tamang pagtuunan ng pansin ng Aura PH. I-clear lang nila yung wave sa may bottom lane, which is yun yung ginagawa ni Kiluwash. Hindi na siya nakikipag-lane kay Edward kasi alam niyang lugi na siya. Pero when it comes to just clearing the wave and controlling the map more, mas maganda yung nakakuha ng Aura PH.
And Grid dito, medyo may onting pang-iirita na ginagawa dito sa side ng Blacklist. Tinitipihan niya talaga. Si Venus ang naging katapatan niya dito. In terms of range, in terms of vision, mananaig talaga dito yung Kagura eh.
Yeah. And a lot of people are asking me kung sino yung indirect buffs na sinasabi ko. One of the recipients of that is Ethan Shin. Kasi humina lahat sa skills niya when it comes to that damage. Pero yung idea na mas malakas na yung nakuha mong gold ngayon sa jungle, at alam natin na ang Yi Sun-shin ay mabilis mag-jungle, kaya ang lakas ng Yi Sun-shin ngayon. Plus, more importantly, bumaba yung cooldown ng level 1 at level 2 na ultimate niya, which means na early and mid game, ang ganda ng vision mo. And you can see Aura PH, every time na activate na available yung ultimate ni Yi Sun-shin, ginagamit nila to get vision of Blacklist International. The past 2 clashes na nanalo ang Aura PH, dahil yun dun sa vision na pinrovide ng Mountain Shocker.
And tignan mo kung gaano ka confident si JP dito para talagang i-take lang yung Lord mag-isa. And Venus dito, nahuli, Greed, even using the yin yang overturn. Buti na lang merong flicker si Venus dito. Will there be a fight? Eso na naman, humarap na naman siya dito. Pwede naman siya parusahan. At ando sa likod, Penny Cutie! Going in! Catches 3! Ladies and gentlemen, kaya pa nilang i-take advantage. Etong ginawa ni Penny Cutie. Yes, they will! Kilowash out of the backlines! Kaya pa nila labanan to, pero hindi. Babak na lang dito yung Aura PH at kukuha na lang sila ng objective.
A wonderful initiation, absolutely, mula kay Benny Cutie with the jump. Siyempre, flicker. And yung thing sinasabi natin na value ng isang Alice dahil sa kanyang instant stun, tapos meron siyang flicker na saktong-sakto dun sa second skill niya. Tapos, late game din ang damage output. Obviously, with the Clock of Destiny changes, ang sakit na talaga ng damage output ng Alice. Pero more importantly, Butters, yung ginawang maneuver na yun ng Aura PH, hindi man sila nakakuha ng wipeout, ang pinakamagandang nakuha nila doon ay yung Lord. At yun naman talaga yung nakikita natin mula sa Aura PH. Hindi sila gumagawa ng clash na basta-basta lang na nakakita sila na pwedeng patayin, papatayin agad nila. Hindi ganun yung mindset. The idea is work around all of the objectives. And the big objectives, like the Lord, yun, saktong-sakto yung clash nila.
Tatandaan natin na for Blacklist International, meron pa silang isang way para gulatin dito yung Aura at maubos sila. Meron silang implosion. Meron silang pakito na knock-up.
Yes.
So there are a lot of things na kailangan pa isipin yung Aura dito. Hindi sila pwede maging complacent. Yes. Kahit sabihin mo lamang sila.
I agree.
Kailangan nila bantayan kung ano yung ginagawa dito ni Eson. And Eson goes down. Siya yung pinakaunang kinukuha talaga. Kasi yun nga sinasabi natin, there's this miracle play na magagawa pa sila.
Tiger lang ang pinaka-importanting hero for Blacklist at this point. But Eson is always dying first kasi nga naman yung Aura PH. Pag nakita nilang nakalayo si Eson, kahit kaunti lang, will use that. But Reflection, by the way, sobrang smart. Dahil ginagamit niya yung ejector knockoff to cancel the implosion.
Holy Crystal for Benny Cutie. Ito na yung damage output ng isang Alice at nagmamarcha na yung Lord dito sa may taas. Pwede nang butasin dito ng Aura PH yung top lane ng side ng Blacklist. Edward dito clearing the mid wave. Tignan natin kung madadala pa ba nila tong Lord na to hanggang sa dulo. Hindi na.
Oh, look at Kiluwash.
Oh, Kiluwash going in. Tignan natin, eye for an eye. Ginamit kay Edward. Hindi tutuloy.
No need para sa Aura PH for sure. Kiluwash nang zone out na lang din. I think ang next target for Aura PH is the mid lane. Tignan mo naman yung Blacklist International. Nandun na sila sa inner circle. Aura PH nandun sa outer circle. It's not gonna be looking good para sa...
Oh! Look at this! Benny Cutie going in! Winter Control, ladies and gentlemen. Eson dito talaga lumalaban sa may gitna. Sinusubukan niya i-defend. Pero masyadong mataas yung damage na ginagawa dito ng Aura PH. Wise trying to fight. Flame shot na tama kay Rafaela. And he will go down. Tignan natin dito. Pinupush na ng Aura PH and that is Aura PH. Winning game number 1.
Well, such a good coordination makikita natin all throughout for Aura PH. Hindi lang doon sa mismong team fights na kanilang ginagawa, but the overall macro of the game. Yung kanilang mga pinipiling laban ay laging doon sa mga laban na either meron silang Mountain Shocker or meron silang makukuhang big objectives afterwards. Or minsan nga combination pa ng parehas na yon. Benny Cutie, hinintay lang nilang mag-online at tinitignan din nila kung saan sila atake. This was just a perfect game for Aura PH mula doon sa draft na sabihin na natin hindi ganun ka one-sided, but at the same time, it helped them knowing yung kanilang mga advantages sa draft and abusing those factors, nanalo sila nga over Blacklist International.
And this winning moment, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94, available starting March 26 in Oppo concept stores, retail partners, and e-com platforms. Grabe yun, Wolf. Aura PH just showing na talagang aral nila at iba yung aura nila. No pun intended, kapag pumapasok sila ng MPL PH.
I completely agree. You know what? Ang masasabi ko para sa side ng Blacklist International, sobrang successful nila nung off-season ng MPL. And you know what happens when you are successful in a league, di ba? Or in an off-season league, all eyes are on you. Ngayong Blacklist International, it's good na nagbabad sila or nagbatak sila sa mga outside of MPL tournaments, pero may konting cons din yon, which is the fact na nakikita ka talaga ng mga teams. And Aura PH, it kind of feels like sobrang prepared nila dito sa particular game na to.
But always remember guys, this is only game number 1. Pwede pang makabawi dito ang Blacklist International. Ito yung break na kailangan nila. Kailangan nila pag-usapan kung ano ba yung mga kailangan nila i-adjust sa nalalapit or sa darating na game number 2. There are a lot of things to consider, pero kailangan din natin ipasa to sa ating resident analyst na si Midnight. Let's throw it to him. Madami pong masasabi tong taong to. Kaya Midnight, take it away.
Thank you so much, casters. And Aura PH won game number 1 fair and square. It was really a decisive game for Aura PH. Once again, welcome back to the Analyst Desk. My name is Midnight and pag-uusapan natin kung paano ba nanalo ang Aura PH against Blacklist International. Now, these following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Number 1 na gusto kong i-point out dito is yung drafting prowess ng Aura PH versus Blacklist International. Although Blacklist, they had a good few heroes on the first phase of the game, picking up Rafaela alongside Harith. Aura PH, they knew na wala masyadong early game potential ang Blacklist. That's why they just played very, very aggressive. Props to Greed actually on the Kagura for being the dominant force on the front line. Kasi kung titignan nyo yung heroes ng Blacklist International, they can't really fight into the Kagura. So si Greed dito, instead of playing passively or defensively, he abused the fact that there's no potential counterplay for his movements. And Aura PH, they just snowballed from there on, and Blacklist International, naghahabol sila dito ng kanilang hininga. Hindi nakapag-farm na maayos si Wise, and in turn, they really didn't get the timing that they wanted and or needed. And makikita naman, nagre-reflect naman actually sa stats na yung damage output nila dito primarily was on the Pakito, which is, kaya naman makipagsabay ng early game, pero it's not the early game skirmish teamfight hero na hinahanap mo. As much as possible, you'd want better early game heroes, and Blacklist International, medyo binaril nila yung sarili nila sa paa nung pinik nila yung carry. So that was the the result of the draft that came out from Aura PH. Once again, these stats are brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the draft idea of Aura PH. Itong laban na to, medyo battle of the coaches to. Battle of the wits, kumbaga. Kasi strategy, draft, everything that they need in this game boils down to whoever gets the better strategy, and Aura PH, sila ang nagwagi on game number 1. Now, looking at the highlights brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL, free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Now, this will be mostly Aura PH dictating the fights. But one key thing that we have to look is Eson getting continuously picked off by Aura PH. That sealed the deal for the early game lead of Aura PH. Kasi kapag walang Tigreal, wala na silang problema pagdating sa pagkuha ng objectives. And every single time they see the Tigreal, there's no hesitation whatsoever on taking these fights. And of course, Blacklist International, they still had a fight under their belly. Pero, again, Aura PH, every single time na makikita nila si Eson, gino-go lang nila yan kasi wala namang pansagot, wala namang early game potential ang Blacklist International. And even if they try to fight, there's still the Kagura problem that you need to solve for Blacklist International. Ito yung problema na hindi nila na-decode. And it was just Yisen Shin capitalizing on the moment. Nakuha niya na items niya, nakuha niya na yung momentum, and Aura PH in turn just really stepped on the gas, not letting any space go through for Aura PH as they just sealed the victory inside the base of Blacklist International. Ito actually yung problem, no, ever since ng Harith and Carry in a single lineup. Medyo mahina talaga yung early game. Even if you have Rafaela, hindi yan kaya i-sustain. Hindi niya kaya i-sustain yung early game nyo para makuha niya yung key items for these zeros. And Aura PH, of course, props pa rin sa kanila kasi inabuse talaga nila yung fact na walang early game potential ang Blacklist International. All in all, the story of Game 1 was just beautiful execution of the draft that Aura and the team pulled off. Ito yung lamang talaga na kapag ikaw yung mas lamang sa draft. And this MVP, the MVP of that game is brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. And of course, nothing else, Benny QT on the MVP spot with a KDA of 205, net worth of 9,120, damage dealt 27,723, objective damage of 6,857, and kill participation of 47%. Medyo mababa yung yung kill participation niya. Pero what made Benny QT the MVP in this specific game is the catch on the backline. Kasi alam niya, hindi naman na problema yung frontline ng Blacklist International because they have a jawhead. And the only job of Benny QT in this game is to make sure that there's no reinforcement that will come out from Aura PH. From Blacklist International. And that was just the entire story of the team fights here in game number 1. Let's see kung makakapag-adjust ba ang Blacklist International sa game number 2. Yan ang makikita natin with our casters. So casters, back to you.
Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, kami pa rin ang iyong magiging casters, Butters, Wolf, and welcome back to the casters desk. Maraming salamat, Midnight. And Wolf, game number 1, ang solid ng pinakita dito na performance ng Aura PH.
A wonderful execution when it comes to their team fights at ang smart din ng kanilang pag-take ng objectives. Love the fact na ginamit nila yung mga buffs or at least yung single buff actually dun sa YSS, which is yung cooldown, reduced cooldown ng Mountain Shocker sa level 1. I think about 8 seconds yung natanggal sa cooldown, which is very crucial sa early stages ng ating laban. Saktong-sakto sa pag-take nila ng turtles and turrets. Kaya nga naman hindi nakakuha ng early game control ang side ng Blacklist International.
Yeah, and looking at it, Wolf, parang yung draft na ginawa dito nung Blacklist International, yes, maganda din. Pero parang naaral ng todo dito ng Aura PH. Parang ginawa nila yung homework nila. Kaya talagang nahanap nila kung paano tatakbo dito yung lineup or yung ginagawa ng backlines netong Blacklist Internationals.
It has its own pros and cons, kumbaga. Actually, nagulat ako na hindi nila ginamit masyado yung Paquito in combination with the Tiger. Imagine kung si Paquito, si Edward, yung gumagawa ng mga play, yung nag-vision para sa team, yung nag-check ng mga bush. Tapos si Tiger yung follow-up na stunts. So imagine this, Paquito kind of initiates first, soaks damage, tapos tatalon si Tigril for the implosion. Totally different story. Ang ganda ng control na sana, but didn't happen as Blacklist International. Parang hindi nila nagamit yung strength ng kanilang draft in game number 1.
And who will make the better choices? Who will make the smarter draft? At tayo sa ating draft ngayon, which is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Aura PH dito, Blacklist International. They are banning out heroes sa ayaw lang talaga nila makita. Aura PH, binanout nila dito yung Diggy, yung Estes, pati yung Alice, yung Blacklist naman, si Lina and the Natalia. Parang reminiscent of Season 5.
That's very true. Ayaw nating ibigay yung Selena para sa Aura PH, or nevertheless yung Natalia mismo. So, for Aura, hindi nila ibibigay din naman itong Diggy as well as the Estes. Previously, hindi nila binan itong Alice dahil nga naman kukunin nila yan. Pero kasi siguro kino-consider ng Aura PH na kapag second pick ka, which is red side, ay pwede mong kunin na second pick. Or at least, diba, part ng first 2 picks mo ay yung Alice.
Kumbaga parang kasing, yes, pwede siya dun sa first 2 picks. Pero pagka first pick lang talaga, mag-isa lang siya, yung hindi mo siya sasamahan ng isang kaduo,
yes,
parang kulang kulang yung suntok.
And speaking of suntok, baka Paquito ang unahin dito na Aura PH.
Pwede. Actually, nilinya ko yun eh. Ayos ba yun?
Saktong-sakto.
Your team is picking.
Yun nga. It's Matilda instead. So, kanina, binan nila yung Matilda on the red side, yung RPH. But ngayon, kinuha muna nila yung ban sa Digi and Estes, sabay knockout dun sa Matilda. And I think they're really forcing Blacklist International to just pick the Rafaela. But Blacklist International won't fall for their trap. Kinuha mo na yung Pakito as well as the Yi Shin. And now RPH will want to look for another jungler para kay JP.
Alam mo, ikaw yung analyst of the century.
Bakit naman?
Pero ito lang yung outlook ko dyan, Wolf. Kinuha nila yung Matilda dito na first pick kasi ina-expect ata nila na yung Blacklist pwedeng kumuha ng Johed.
100%, yeah. That is absolutely true.
Diba? Kasi kung di yun natatanong, si Matilda is actually kind of an indirect counter para sa isang Johed. Na kaya niyang di ba si Johed nagdi-display siya, nagbabato siya ng mga teammates or mga kalaban niya papunta sa kampe niya. Kapag ka may dash in ka ni Matilda, pwede ka lang bumalik doon as long as nasa range ka.
Yes. Oh, look at this. Interesting choice mula sa Aura PH. Sila na yung kumuha ng 3 sa mga, sabihin na natin pinaka-solid na tank/supports in the game. Cho, mukhang hindi na siya lalaruin as the tank this time. Pwede siya maging side laner, which is also hero na expert si Kilowash. So, pwedeng natin makita yan. At syempre yung Johed para kay Raflesha. So, we will see a mid lane Matilda if that's the case. What this does is inuubusan talaga nila ng playmakers or parang Eson heroes yung Blacklist International. And it really is hard. Siguro Silvana na lang yung matitira dito. And I wonder if Blacklist will take it. No. Instead, they will rely doon sa Harith ni Oheb.
May mga patterns talaga dito yung Blacklist International sa pagkakita ko sa mga draft nila. It's either bibigay nila yung priority kay kay Eson tsaka kay Venus, or bibigay nila yung priority dun kay Wise, Oheb at Edward. So parang ako naman, ang nakikita ko naman dito, pwede pa rin naman mag-tank tong Pakito. Hindi naman bago sa paningin natin yun. Parang automatic Edward hero to para sa akin.
Yeah. And I don't see Eson playing this. Mas makikita ko pa si Eson na gumamit yung mga traditional na tanks natin. Although I know na si Eson can play Pakito as a tank, I haven't seen Blacklist International do it. Your team is banned. Para sa Blacklist International, gusto talagang manalo ng Blacklist International sa mga side lanes. And Aura PH, kahit pa binan na nila yung Dicky and Estes, tapos pick nila yung Matilda, they still will receive of the Venus and Rafaela. Tingnan mo, nanalo na sila in the previous game with that, but they will still ban it.
Na-deny nila yung YSS nung una. Pero kasi dito yung Blacklist International, ninigurado na. Kinuha na yung YSS. So, ibig sabihin kanina, yung carry is an easy. Sabihin na lang natin, mas madali siyang kontrolin compared sa YSS. So, having Rafaela and YSS siguro sa series nila, makikita natin sa game number 2 na itong series na to, and they are going out with the big guns, ladies and gentlemen. Well, for the side of Blacklist, one more hero. Wolf, anong pulsa mo?
Very scary. Alam natin nung MPL Season 4, mga kaibigan, entrada din yan ni Oh My Venus, ni Y sa Onyx PH nung first season nila sa MPL. At dun sumikat yung Bane. Bane counters, hard counters even, ang Harith. At hindi pa siya ganun kalakas noon. So that is gonna be scary. Now, for Blacklist International, an Atlas instead. Wala silang hard mage dito. Not even enough burst sa Bane sa early stages. At yung Claude, with the help of the Matilda, for sure makakapag-farm to, makakapag-jungle. Isa rin to sa mga favorite heroes ni JP. And you can't help but be scared for Blacklist International. Yung draft nila, it will make sense kung nakakuha sila ng objectives. But otherwise, ang awkward nung kanilang position ngayon. But for the side of Aura PH, nasagot nila yung mga heroes ng Blacklist International, and at the same time, nakuha nila yung kanilang mga signature picks. And that spells trouble for Blacklist International.
Blacklist International, dito ko napapansin nyo yung mga draft na ginagawa nila, laging merong hard engage, laging meron isang teamfight ultimate na makapagbabago ng side or probably set up yung tempo nila dito. And this is game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Aura PH versus Blacklist International, and back to you.
Back to us.
Back to us. So,
yeah.
Considering yung draft natin dito, Wolf, sinabi mo nga na walang mage. dito yung Blacklist International.
Well, they do have the Harith, but wala sila ng parang mid-lane mage.
Mid-lane mage, yes. Gaano ka detrimental to sa mga first few phases ng game natin?
Well, ganito kasi yan. Kailangan may isang hero na siya yung kukuha nung parang mid lane. Kasi if you're looking at the meta sa ngayon, lalong-lalo na dahil sa mga changes sa jungle, yung jungler mo, which is the Ethan Chin and the part of Blacklist International, mag-focus talaga siya dun sa jungler. Kasi hindi nila masusulit. Kaya naman sumisikat yung mga Kagura, your Eve, your Farsa, your Lunox, kasi sila yung kumukuha ng lahat ng minions sa may mid lane. Para pagdating ng turtle fight, level 4 sila lahat. Wala akong nakikita gano'n sa Blacklist International. Bukod dyan, Butters, wala din silang initial nukes. Wala silang early game nukes na tinatawag natin, or yung mga burst damage. Hindi katulad ng Lunox, ng Kagura, even yung Chango, yung Farsa, all of the mages, diba? Wala silang ganon. And now, ang kokontrolin ni Oh My Venus is the Popol and Kupa. So more on supporting pa to. Kumuha siya ng Avarice, by the way. And he wants to poke his opponents.
Tandaan natin na meron din, pwede rin mag-shift ng roads dito mamaya-maya sa Oh My Venus. If given the chance. Pero Eson dito, ito lang din yung same thing na ginagawa niya earlier, and gagamitin niya dito yung second skill niya to get away, pero hindi titigil dito yung Aura PH, tingin ko.
No, this is Matilda, man. Matilda, nag-connect na dun sa may bandang river area, almost above the green buff. Tapos meron kang damage output. Well, I think tatlo yung kukuha dun kay Eson. So after the perfect match, I'm sure that they will not stop. Ngayon, tingnan natin kung mapipigilan sila ni Oh My Venus and the Yisan Chin. But I think that this will be a kill on to Eson if itutuloy nga ng Aura PH.
And then again, we are seeing Aura PH right now. One more win, they can take the series. Pero syempre, hindi naman papayag dito ang kupunan ng Blacklist International as you're seeing on your screens now, na matapos lang to ng ganun-ganun lang. A lot of the games or a lot of the series na nangyari kahapon, actually pareho sila, umabot tayo ng game number 3. And I wouldn't be surprised, sabi nga ni Manjin kanina dun sa may panel na gusto niya, tingin niya abutin ng game 3 kasi tingin ko din may chance to na umabot talaga ng game 3.
I want to say because of the Harith na available para sa Blacklist International, they do have a way para pumalag sa late game. Ang scary lang kasi is meron sa kanyang counter, which is the Bane. Well, dati counter ang Bane. Di na nila tutuloy. Sabi dito ni JP, mas mahalaga na makuha ko itong green buff. And by the way, Claude in the late game na naka-killing spree as the jungler, it's also scary. Also, do take note.
First turtle is up. Tingnan natin dito kung paano sasagot yung Aura. Tingin ko wala sa ano nila eh. Wala sa itinerary talaga nila nung una na mag-turtle. Nung nakita nila nandun na yung Blacklist International. Okay, so now, let's talk about Oheb dito. And Oheb, to be honest, Itong pangalan na Oheb talagang umaangat eh. Talagang gumagawa siya ng ingay para sa pangalan niya dahil sa play niya. And meron kasing streak para sa akin si Coach Bonchan na parang yung mga talent na kinukuha niya, nagkakaroon talaga ng pwesto o nasa-scout din ng mga ibang teams papunta or lumilipat din sa mga ibang teams. So parang, alam mo yon, automatic na nagiging superstar din yung mga nakukuha ni Coach Bonchan.
Claude, kasi sa early game, sabihin natin hindi siya ganun kalupit when it comes to just taking objectives or being aggressive. Hintay lang siya na item, doon siya mas lalakas. For Blacklist International, kailangan nilang i-take advantage yun. Itong si Claude, si JP, you have to be aggressive starting from now on. Aura PH, dahil as long as walang kumukuha ng mid lane or at least napo-force nga naman yung si Oh My Venus na i-clear itong lane na to, mas maganda yan kasi it also means na hindi makaka-respo si Oh My Venus sa kanyang mga teammates.
And given the mobility na meron tong dalawa, mas papanig ka sa Matilde. And right now, there is a fight happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Eson dito, pumasok sa dalawa, Fatal Lynx! Nagkahulihan na! Oheb dito, dealing a lot of damage. Oheb kinain yung Shark Attack, pero hindi yun enough. Grid dito, trying to get away. Cyclone ay wise! Tatama ba yung pana? Hindi! Hindi tatama yung pana! Flicker out at the last possible moment, last possible second. Grid with the place.
Grid with the place. However, the better play, syempre para kay Eson. Nagtago siya dun sa may top lane, dun sa may bush before that turret, which is very smart. At doon tumakbo muna si Oheb. Alam niya kasi nandun si Kuya Eson niya. Hindi siya muna nag-pop na kanyang Zaman Force until such time that the Fatal Links were there. At do take note, ang ganda nung timing ni Oh My Venus. Wrapping around from the middle, papunta dun sa may top lane. Kaya naman nakuha niya yung kill kay Raflesha. Hindi man nakakuha ng 3 complete kills ang Blacklist International. We are saying na pag sila ay aggressive, pag tuloy-tuloy ang kanilang aggression, it's gonna be good for their team.
Ngayon, nakarespeto na dito. Kailangan na talaga respetuhin ng Aura PH etong Atlas ni Eson. Nasampulan na sila. Nasampulan na sila dito ng isang magandang Fatal Links. Nandun pa sa may gitna ng Torre, halos ginawa yung mismong move na yon.
Yes.
And that is one thing that you really have to consider. Hindi ka pwede masyado mag-dive given na mayroon pang changes na nangyari in terms of the dive mechanic and tower mechanics ngayon.
Yes, exactly. From additional 40% na damage nung susunod na atake, ngayon ay 70% na. Or at least 75%, if I'm not mistaken. Basta, masakit yun. Almost doubling the damage of the next. So, yung pangalawang atake, kumbaga, na magkasunod on one hero. Which means na kahit sa late game, kung saan nagpupush na yung mga players natin onto the base, mas masakit pa rin talaga yung second attack. That's why diving is not really, how do I say this, hindi na siya advisable sa ngayon. Plus, Butters, nadagdag din na mas makunat ang mga heroes under their turrets kapag may outer turret energy shields pa. So that's additional way na sinasabi ng Mobile Legends na huwag kayo mag-dive ng Torre.
Huwag kayo mag-dive ng Torre. I mean, nagiging high risk, high reward na siya ngayon.
That's right.
Ngayon,
or at least mag-juggle kayo. Yun
at least
sinasabi.
mag-juggle kayo. Yun yung sinasabi din ng Mobile Legends na mag-juggle kayo kasi may changes din in terms of the first hit.
Yep.
Ngayon naman, Aura PH dito, clearly, sila yung nagkakaroon ng problema in terms of finding the right pick-ups doon sa may mapa.
Yep.
So ngayon, ano nga ba talaga yung ginagawa nila? Talaga bang binibigyan lang talaga nila ng oras yung Claude o sinusubukan nila lumaban pero hindi talaga kaya?
Well, fairness, hindi naman din sila, or let's just say, wala pa silang karapatang makipag-team fight or makipag-pick-off sa ngayon. Their heroes, naghihintay sila ng time eh. Claude, hihintay pa yan ng Demon Hunter Sword. Siguro, an additional item like the Golden Staff bago siya makalaban. And then, obviously, the Bane, maghintay muna ng Clock of Destiny na 12 stack sana before they actually are going into fight. Then again, you have to trust the Aura PH. Ginawa na nila to before. Naghintay lang sila na timing, tas tsaka sila naging aggressive sa mapa. For now, with the Matilda as their way para makakuha ng farm on the Claude, they're gonna be happy. They're also waiting for Cho to get items at maghintay lang sila ng mid-game kung saan mas malakas na sila.
Eson dito, medyo pinok ng onte with Greed. Actually, hindi nga poke yun eh. Hakapan na ginawa yun. And JP dito, mas nakapwesto sila agad. Eson to the backline. Signan natin kung makakatakas pa dito si JP. And JP with the dash. Look at this play! Blazing to win! Twice goes down! At sa may pinakalikod, Eson dito, mga kaibigan, lumalaban at nahatak ko yung wire ng mic ko, pero okay lang yan. Edward on to the side lane. Signan natin kung paano nila gagawin to. Kilowash and the others are just gonna back out. JP dito, na retribution niya yung turtle sa kanila, ang turtle buff.
What a play coming out from Kilowash with the Way of the Dragon sa pinaka magandang target, which is Wise. The jungler of Blacklist International, hindi lang yung pinakamayaman dapat sana para sa Blacklist International, but also the retribution holder. Kaya nga naman, after that fight, kahit ba ma-fatal links ni Eson ang mga members ng Aura PH, it won't matter. Turtle will be given to Aura PH dahil sa retribution. And we can see in the replay ngayon, Kilowash with that wonderful play. It won't matter kung ano na maging ang kasunod na laban na yon. And by the way, napakaganda paggamit ng ultimate coming out from Benny Cutie. Bane ni Cutie, kumbaga. Coming in from that bush dun sa may mid lane para hindi siya makita. Perfect.
And that instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Available starting March 26 in Oppo concept stores, retail partners, and e-com platforms. Going back into the game. Aura dito, nahanap na nila yung break nila, Wolf.
Yeah, definitely. Katulad ng sinabi natin, naghintay lang sila ng kanilang mga items or at least the proper timings for their skills. At nakikita natin na kapag ang Blacklist International ay pangit ang pwestuhan, ay doon sila nangyayari. Like that kill, although that is going to be a very important kill para sa Blacklist
Benny
International.
Cutie dito, hinahabol talaga siya. And battle of aquatic animals sa atong nangyayari dito eh. Meron tayong isang nagpapating, pero sabi nila Claude, tama na yan, tigil na yan, nandito na kami. And Eson dito will go down din. That is 2 kills for their side. Pero tignan mo yung
Venus?
damage dito. Venus taking down JP. Venus dito. Mabubuhay pa ba siya?
Oh
Greed!
God.
Oh my goodness! Oh my Venus!
Don't doubt, oh my Venus, kung nasanay tayo na nagsusupport. Hard support si Oh my Venus with all the sustain, with the Rafaela, with the Matilda, with the Diggy. This time, killer si Oh my Venus. And what was that? He was farming the mid lane. Dinadoubt natin yung kanilang power. By the way, going in for the Thunder Belt first. Kaya nga naman ang taas ng kanyang damage output doon. And wrap around, hindi mo i-expect na gagawin ni Oh my Venus and really turned it around para sa Blacklist International.
Sabi ni Venus doon, itabi nyo, ako na.
Anak, itabi niyo ako na.
Pero Benny Cutie na naman dito yung target. At ito yung sagot ng Blacklist International sa ginagawang Bane plays dito ng Aura PH. Pero bago natin puntahan yan, Matilda dito, tutumba. Wise next sa target, Blazing Duet. Hindi enough yan. And Harith dito, tutumba yung Claude. 3 members down for the side of Aura. Hindi man sabay-sabay nangyari yon, pero still, that is going to be space para sa Blacklist International.
More importantly, yung pwestuhan ng Blacklist International gave them the victory for that specific skirmish. Hindi din natansya ni JP na pag nag-BMI in siya, talagang mapapatay siya ng Blacklist International. Maganda yung pag-reserve or conserve ng Blacklist International sa kanilang mga skills, particularly on Oh My Venus with his stuns. Tapos, naligtas nila si Wise dahil hinahabol siya ni JP na pa-BMI in na yung Claude. And they duly punished Aura PH for that.
Wait, no.
Back online na, Blacklist International.
Sinipa.
For sure.
At eto na, Kilowash dito. Nagkamali siya ng pangalawang Jeet Kundo. Pero the attempt was there. Pero kitang-kita siya dito.
Oh,
Pwede siyang habulin. Pero si Pakito naman yung na-takedown doon sa kabilang side ng mapa. And Kilowash dito, napaaga yung shoot throw niya.
God.
And that is going to be the punish. Parehong side laners ang natanggal dito para sa side ng both teams.
My goodness, Eson with a perfect timing para sa kanyang Shadow Mask. Hinintay niya na magkamali nga ng Shunpo, tas tsaka na siya nag-ultimate. He knows na kaya nila kill, and that Shadow Mask helped him position himself. And this is gonna be scary. Kung kanina ay nasa-shutdown yung Tigreal ni Eson, for Blacklist International ngayon, he's really online, and he's a threat almost all the time.
Eson, yung proficiency niya, yung galing niya sa paggamit ng mga ganitong initiation hero, nakikita natin ngayon. Hindi man ganun kaganda yung naging performance niya dun sa may Tigreal, pero given the chance na magamit itong Atlas na to, ipupul niya talaga yung trigger. Hahanapin niya yung mga gandang targets.
Oh, obviously, nakikita natin ang Blacklist International taking advantage of their advantage. Kumbaga, lalo
Tama naman.
Lalo nilang ina-abuse. And look at that Demon Hunter sword. Oh my Venus. Nako, hindi na to supporting Oh my Venus.
Yung Reyna sumama sa gera.
Yung Reyna sumama na nga talaga sa gera. And I know that all of the VY spam is so happy sa ngayon. Lalong-lalo na dahil galit na si Ma'am Shoes.
At ito sinasabi natin si Coach Bonchan at itong Blacklist International, hindi talaga sila magbaback down sa mga creative ways on how to play their own supports or yung mid lane rather. So ibig sabihin dito, Blacklist International, they are very well on their way into taking this game number 2. But for the side of Aura naman, ang kailangan natin bantayan sa kanila is yung scaling nila. Yes, JP isn't doing good now, pero kailangan pa rin pansinin meron pa rin chance na mabalikan nila to. Pero Benny Cutie with a shark attack, hindi din ganon ka-impactful yung Bane dito.
Yeah, well, I guess because of the fact that RPH only used that for clearing waves. Wala naman silang, hindi naman nila aim na makipag-teamfight talaga nung time na yun. Gusto lang nilang patagalin pa itong laban. And Kilowash, eto na. Sabi na, it's Operation Split Push para kay Kilowash na alam natin na ginagawa talaga ng Aura PH. Lalong-lalo na pag binigyan nila ng map control heroes si Kilowash.
Ato, offline habulin si Kilowash at eto na, kinakagat na siya ng sobrang daming tao dito. Hinahanap yung pana nandun at hindi makakatakas si Kilowash dito. May checkpoint.
Yeah, it was always protected from Blacklist International. Hinabol ni Omoy Venus at ni Wise tapos merong backup. Wala magagawa doon yung Aura PH. Now, ang mangyayari, they will concede the Lord for sure. And
Or will they? Or will they?
Now, Kilowash, it's gonna be really difficult. Lalong-lalo na, ito si Raflesia.
Oh, they will.
That is a very bad decision from him.
Okay, grid dito. Nag-trickle in sila, nag-audition sila dito. Pumasok sila isa-isa.
Edward.
And that only means na ang daming space para sa Blacklist International dito. Kunin na lang talaga yung Lord. And that Lord is going to be to their side. Good news for Aura fans naman dito. Hindi pa ito yung Luminous Lord.
I can see naman para sa Blacklist International, parang imposible para sa Aura PH na rumibat. Lalong-lalo na kasi may extra vision coming out from Oh My Venus's Popol and Koopa. Kaya nga naman, sakit. And
May drawing. May drawing. Nakita niyo yun? Sabi doon, yun yung trap. Yun yung trap. So, abangan niyo yung mga drawing na yan. Masterful yan.
look at Eson. Just zoning them out. Threat na ngayon si Eson for sure. It's gonna be difficult. Benigute, meron pa rin siyang ultimate. They can use that for clearing the waves.
And tingnan na lang natin kung gagamitin niya. Kasi napakalaking team fight capability, team fight ultimate din niyang skill na yan. Shark attack, binato na nga. Pero yung Lord dito, tutumba na. And here comes the fight. Blood will go down. And this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading to a game number 3. Blacklist International with a dominating performance.
Dominating is an understatement. I love the fact that Oh My Venus this time is angry. Nakikita nyo ngayon parang really commanding position. And masasabi ko yung big turnaround para sa laban na to ay dahil dun sa double kill na kinuha ni Oh My Venus onto the top lane. Tama na sa mga Rafaela. Tama na sa sustain meta. Killer type pa ko ngayon. Killer ang Reyna ngayon.
Lumaban na ang Reyna, ladies and gentlemen. And this winning moment is brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Put your game face on and finally say goodbye to those awkward Itcha GG moments thanks to Head and Shoulders. 100% dandruff free and itch free. Now, mas mabango pa pero walang mas babango. walang mas babango sa Head and Shoulders pero mabango din yung ginawa dito ng Blacklist International. This is a new take kung paano mo laruin yung mid lane mo.
You're kind of worried for Blacklist International dahil wala silang mage for the burst. Pero sabi nila, hindi naman natin kailangan talaga ng burst kung ang Aura PH mismo ay malalambot din naman. Also, I love the fact that they took advantage of their draft na lamang dun sa pag-take ng big objectives. Yun din talaga yung kanilang upper hand over Aura PH. Because Aura PH, they need to farm. Meron silang Claude. They also have the Bane. They are very slow when it comes to tempo control. Pag ang Blacklist International ang nagko-control ng mapa, they are gonna be looking good. And ginamit nila this time si Paquito. Lastly, Butters, I love the fact that Eson is popping off.
Madami tayo nasabi, ladies and gentlemen, pero tingin ko it's time to throw it back to Midnight. Midnight, what do you have to say? The floor is yours. Sa'yo na.
Thank you so much, casters. And di talaga papatalo ang Blacklist International, forcing out the Game 3 against Aura PH. Welcome back to the Analyst Desk. My name is Midnight. And pag-uusapan natin kung paano ba nakaka-comeback ang Blacklist International on this game number 2. Now, important details to check is yung itemization actually ni Popol and Koopa. Na makikita natin sa ating post-game statistics brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. So again, itemization of Oh My Venus. Tignan nyo actually, MVP pa nga si Oh My Venus dito, no? On Popol and Koopa. Key items dito is yung Thunderbelt and yung Demon Hunter Sword. Of course, you'd want the defensive kit on Popol and Koopa before you go for a damage item. Pero ito kasi yung benefit ng meron kang Popol and Koopa, no? Early game pa lang, kaya na niyang mang-zone out against Aura PH. And if you look at the heroes of Aura PH, no? Kaya din naman nilang pasukin yung box ng Blacklist International o yung territory nila, no? They can actually invade the jungles of Blacklist International, but they decided to leash JP on the Claude para mas mabilis yung pag-resource control ng Aura. Pero na-take over kasi ng Blacklist International yung mga kailangan nilang objectives. Like for example, when Aura decided to go for team fights, Oh My Venus was there to secure his his teammates the kills na pwede niyang i-clean up. That's the benefit of having a Popol and Koopa on this specific lineup. Yung zoning potential ng Blacklist International, it's amplified by the presence of PNK and Atlas on the same lineup. Kaya nahihirapan din actually yung Aura PH. Naramdaman nila na parang hindi natin kaya basta-basta pasukin yung Blacklist International. And those again, guys, are the statistics brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Siyempre, hindi rin natin pwedeng baliwalain yung presence ni Atlas dito. No? Kuya Eson having a hard game on game number 1, proving to be still a commanding tank on game number 2 with the Atlas. Kada nakakakita siya ng potential kill, hindi siya nag-hesitate actually na mag-go for those small skirmishes. And these game highlights are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart Free Games for All. Again, makikita nyo rito yung confidence ng Blacklist International to go for these small skirmishes. Even though, like what the caster said, wala namang burst damage yung Blacklist International dito kasi wala naman silang natural mage. But again, the very nature of the lineup of Blacklist International is that they have superior control. They have the Atlas, they have even the Paquito, and they have the Popol and Koopa. Of course, the damage output is still overflowing on the side of Aura PH, but in the face of control, it's really hard for you to utilize your skills. Kailangan magiging winner ng team fight. And this is one of those instances na si Oh My Venus nakachempo ng positioning kasi they don't have any information on the Popol and Kupang. Ginawa lang ni Oh My Venus dito is ginamit niya yung We Are Angry tapos kinagat-kagat niya. Pinagkakagat-kagat niya yung mga heroes ng Aura PH. And after that, JP, even though he had enough farm, again, the superior control is there. Once na mag-blazing duet siya, nilalapagal lang siya ni Venus ng trap and hindi na nakakagalaw yung heroes ng Aura PH. And look at that, once again, Eson, just committing the ultimate. Hindi siya nagpapabaya sa kanyang Fatal Links. Kapag nakakita sila ng free kill, they go for it. And that is what allowed the early game snowball actually for Blacklist International to command the lead against Aura PH and take over game number 2. Very commanding performance from Blacklist International. It all came down from the draft and the itemization of Oh My Venus. Again, this match is a battle of wits. And right now, Blacklist International, sila ang nagwagi on game number 2. And of course, we have our MVP for this match. The MVP of the game is brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. And Oh My Venus is our MVP of the match. KDA of 407, net worth of 8,768, damage dealt 35,145, objective damage of 8,434, and a kill participation of 65%. Napakarami ng ambag ni Venus on this specific match. Pwede siyang isa pang core, kumbaga parang tatlo yung core ng Blacklist International kasi nag-transition din naman yung hero ni Oh My Venus. Hindi naman kasi kilala ang Blacklist para sa mga offensive lineup. They're more of a defensive lineup, and what they say, the best offense is a good defense. Yan ang naging istorya ng game number 2 for Blacklist International. Excited ako for game number 3. I'm pretty sure excited din yung mga casters natin. So babalik na natin kayo sa ating mga casters.
Pero actually, pwede mo rin baliktarin yun eh. The best defense is the best offense, and the best offense is a good defense. Alam mo yun? Pwede mo baliktarin yan. Welcome back to the Caster's Desk, ladies and gentlemen. And always do remember that MPL Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart Free Games for all.
Yeah, well, of course, nakita natin ang game number 2 kung saan ang Blacklist International tinake advantage ang kanilang sabihin na nating area control type of draft kung saan pwede sila maglapag ng mga traps using the Popol and Koopa with pokes, tapos si Eson mas maganda yung kanyang ultimate this time at yung kanyang pag-control with the Atlas, tapos meron kang Paquito, then YSS obviously to take the turrets. Super duper solid understanding of their own draft mula sa Blacklist International. Ito naman yung masabi natin sa pare sa teams na to, pag nagkakaroon sila ng draft, parang alam mo yung self-awareness nila sa sarili nilang draft ay maganda talaga, kaya yun yung kanilang ina-abuse in a way.
So why is it so important, ladies and gentlemen, na maban yung mga heroes ni Venus? Kasi for Aura PH, nakikita talaga natin yung trend eh. Lagi natin ibaban yung mga heroes ni Venus para hindi niya magawa yung kanyang mga pinaplano. But at the same time, libre yung mga teammate niya. And speaking of draft, Wolf, who will make the better choices? Who will make the smarter choices in the draft? Brought to you by, syempre, ng Smart, etong ating drafting phase, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Mainit to Wolf, and this is going to decide kung sino nga ba ang mag-uwi ng mga puntos. Well, actually, nakauwi na sila. Sino ang magpapadeliver ng points sa side nila? Yun na lang, para maayos.
Well, for at least for Blacklist International, for Aura PH, I think this is a high time to respect yung Harith ni Oheb. Sobrang comfortable niya in his own ground, and I think that the Bane is no longer a hard counter dun sa Harith as we can see right now. As evident dun sa previous na game, hindi na ganun ka hard counter ang Bane laban sa Harith, lalong-lalo na sa laning stage. Another important factor is the Pakito. Baka hindi na to ibigay ng Aura PH sa ngayon dahil yung kanilang passive way para i-approach yung laban ay mukhang hindi nag-work pag ang heroes ng Blacklist International ay maganda yung control. So, first pick ngayon ng Blacklist International, they might first pick the Pakito once again, and I think Aura PH should just ban that out.
Your team is picking.
Last ban for inside of Aura PH is going to be the Mathilda.
Yep.
Ayaw nila ibigay kay Blacklist yan kasi baga parang ano din yan eh. Parang mayroon din yung protection na nabibigay, diba? So, Blacklist International going for the YSS. Labanan talaga ng YSS to, Wolf.
Yep. Definitely, ganito yung mga masasayang mga nangyayari sa sa mga best of 3 series or mga long series or tournaments, di ba? Parang there will come a point na may isang specific hero na hindi naman siya yung pinaka-OP. It's not like he's the best in the business, pero dahil siya yung crucial sa dalawang teams, if first pick siya. And look at this, Blacklist International literally first picking the YSS. So many counters that can be available para sa side ng Aura PH, but they chose to still pick it up. Ngayon for Aura, Benedetta and Pakito, Encho is available. I think one of those three for sure ang pipiliin ng Aura PH.
Kumbaga, yung ibang mga teams kasi usually ang pinupuntahan nila malalakas eh. Pero itong Blacklist, naniniwala sila sa consistency. Now, Aura PH, this is the same 1-2 punch.
Yes.
Na binato nila nung game number 1 drafting.
Oh my
But
God.
still, Blacklist International going straight for their trio laners. Well, actually, 2 laners and 1 jungler.
Your team
Harith
is
Pakito
banning.
hanggang mabulag para sa Blacklist International. Sa Aura naman, going in for the Alice and Benedetta na flex pick. Pero dahil sa pick ng Lancelot, Aura PH have revealed na kanilang jungler ay
team
Lancelot,
is
ang
banning.
kanilang side laners ay Alice and Benedetta. Do take note, however, pwede pa rin siyang gamitin ni either Raflesha or ni Greed as this support Benedetta, but it is very unlikely to happen, lalo na sa ngayon. Matingnan pa rin natin, there is going to be the Rafaela ban para sa Aura. Might also consider the Popol and Kupa just like in the previous game dahil ang Blacklist International sobrang comfortable nila doon.
Your team is
Well,
banning.
dun sa first game, dun sa second game, wala talaga silang pampasok ng backline dun eh. Like, for Aura PH, yes, madali lang sanang hulihin itong Popolin Kupa. Pero kasi kapag wala kang pampunta sa likod, automatic mangangatkat ka muna ni Kupa bago ka makapunta kay Popol.
That's right. I love the Harith, by the way. Ang ganda niya laban sa Benedetta. Decent versus Lance. Sabihin na natin 50-50 kung kumparahin yung Alice. Lalong-lalo na si Benny Cutie na gumagamit. So, at
Your
least mas
team
comfort
is
niya ngayon on
banning.
the sidelines. We'll see, however. RPH, Popol and Kupa, 100%. Kailangan mong iban yan sa Blacklist International. And I wonder kung ano ang magiging choice ngayon ng Blacklist International. There is still Farsa. Meron pa ding Lunox. Meron pa ding Eudora. Actually, so many heroes that can be available para kay Oh My Venus. Pati na rin kay Eson. Atlas makes more sense ngayon para sa Blacklist International. Baka kunin pa rin nila yan. I don't like if they will choose the Tigreal once again. Although, again, nagme-make sense siya laban sa Benedetta. And those are the two choices that I would recommend para sa Blacklist International.
Although sabihin na lang natin na you don't really say that, you said that Atlas is a good choice dito. Even with the
Your
Alice,
team is picking.
even with the Alice ba, magandang choice pa rin yung para
In
sa
a way,
kanila?
yes. Kasi meron kang Fatal Links. All you have to do is to time it out, di ba?
Yeah, that's true.
And nakita naman natin kanina na ang ginawa lang ni Eson is hindi actually siya nag-rely dun sa kanyang ultimate. It's just way for them to be aggressive. To have someone in the
Your
front lines
team is picking.
is... Did I hear the Claude? It's the
It's
Grok.
the Grok.
Oh.
Grok pa rin.
Ang ganda ng Grok. Oh man, this is such a good Grok pick for Aura PH. Pang disrupt on jungle, pang knock up ng Pakito at pati na rin ng Harith. If you time it so perfectly, pwede mong gamitin yung wild charge to really just make it difficult for the Harith. Although, again, for Blacklist International, they can even go Eudora and Sylvana dito sa lineup na to.
Pero alam mo, ang isa sa mga tinitignan ko dito is kung paano nila sasagutin etong lads. Kasi the show is out eh. Actually, Blacklist nga yung nag-bandin ng
Yes.
show, sa totoo lang. So, Sylvana is good. Yung Pakito, pwede rin naman i-knock up dito si Lance. Pero
Your team
they
is
are gonna go for even a Franco.
Woohoo! Eve, obviously, ito yung wave clear hero nila. Perfect din sa playstyle ni Oh My Venus yan. And, so what they're gonna do with the Franco, nakita ko na to dati. And, ang goal ng Franco is just to reset the buffs. And syempre, isa siyang hard CC, which is what we're looking for. Lancelot, syempre, mamomblem siya in the mid-game. Although there still is the Grok. I know for sure na dati nung sikat na sikat yung Franco Butters, we go for the Grok. This is what, MPL Season 3? Or Season... Yeah, it was Season 3. Kung saan yung surprise ni Franco is one of the favorite ones. And what you do is just use the Grok para i-stop yung suppression na yon, yung Bloody Hunt.
Unang nalabas si Franco, if I'm not mistaken, sa MPL PH was Season 3 playoffs. Nilabas siya ni Pain.
Yes.
Tapos, nung Season 4, doon na talaga siya tuloy-tuloy na ginamit.
Yep. And was Eson also uses it.
Oo, si Eson ginagamit niya.
Eson Esports yan. Diyan sumikat yung Eson Esports nung malapit siya mag-Franco. Hindi lang sa pag-kill or pag-facilitate for kills but also to be disruptive when taking buffs. Alam naman natin na pag na-hook ni Franco yung orange at yung purple buff, reset, auto-reset yan. So, that's also an additional thing. And also, nung off-season ng MPL, ginamit na to ng Blacklist International. And to great effect. Ngayon, tricky yung naging choice dito ng side ng Aura PH, but I like it. It's gonna be Chang'e para ma-prolong nila yung laban. It's also a hero na in a way may reach siya laban sa Eve. Eve kailangan literally tumayo para doon sa kanyang ultimate. But then again, alam natin na hindi ka komportable kapag meron pang meteor shower. Also, ito yung way nila para magkaroon ng late game pa ng wave in combination with the Benedetta para umabot tayo sa late game with the Alice.
Actually nga, looking at the draft of Aura PH, tama yung sinabi mo doon, si Eve kailangan tumayo to activate the ultimate eh. Pero kasi, medyo matatakot ka din para sa kanya eh. Ano yung meron sa kabila? May Lance.
Yes.
May Benedetta. May Alice. So those three heroes, they themselves alone, pwede silang pumunta doon sa may backlines at pwede nilang i-take down bigla dito yung Eve.
Very interesting point, Butters. Yes, it's true na when you're picking the Eve, you have to make sure na walang pwedeng pumunta sa may backlines ng safely. Siyempre, merong Benedetta, may Lancelot, and that's already two of the important heroes laban sa Eve. Yung mga tipong Natalia, your Hayabusa, di ba yung mga heroes na pwede mag-resp sa backlines, already ayaw mo na yung Eve na yun. Now, siguro ang side ng Blacklist International, they're thinking, ang kailangan nila sa Eve is yung wave clear and the slows from the ultimate. At siguro kailangan nga nilang pang-clear wave. At tapos meron silang Franco to punish kung sino man yung pupunta doon sa Eve. But that's a, how do they say this? Very defensive manner to use the Eve. Gusto mo maging on point kasi with the Eve, and it's really scary kung may Lancelot sa kalaban.
So meaning, ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle of positions na naman for both of these teams.
That's absolutely
Kailangan na naman mauna dito ng Blacklist International. Although sabihin natin, they're the very bad predicament na parang, alam mo yun, sila yung dapat mauna kasi kung hindi, sila yung manatalo. But still, Blacklist International, pinakita nila sa atin kung paano nila pinapagana yung mga lineup nila. And with the Franco on the very ever so capable hands ng isang Eson Esports, tingin ko kayang-kaya, and especially din naman dito si Venus with the Eve, hindi rin papahuli ito ng basta-basta.
Comfort is there para sa Blacklist International. Yan ang masasabi natin. Sa sobrang dami nilang mga lineups or mga strategies na inilabas ng MPL, so many strategies around, and in a way, silang comfort picks. This is absolute comfort para sa Blacklist International. Wala man tayong makita mga Rafaela, Diggy, Estes dito. This is still comfort picks for the side of Blacklist International. Dahil yung unang tatlo, literally,
ang Paymaya ay isang mobile payment
ni Oheb, meron ka pang pakito ni Edward, then you have Eson Esports with this Franco man. Comfort ang meron para sa Blacklist International.
And for the side of Aura naman, this is very aggressive, and I expected nothing less dito sa lineup na to. Ang dami nilang pampasok ng backline. They do have the Croc as well.
Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin dito, guys, this is going to be a non-stop, sabihin na rin, action. May non-stop action na mangyayari dito sa laron to. Kahit nga si Rapli siya na pag-croc na.
Yeah, we saw yesterday, or basta yung unang laban ng Aura PH, the keyword is jungle choking na nakita natin mula sa Rafflesia. Now, throwback to MPL Season 4 and Season 5 kung saan successful ang team na to back then when they were called Sunsparks is kapag aggressive sila sa pag-take or pag-nakaw, pag-invade ng jungle, di ba? And now with their heroes that they do have, it could be also true. Pero kailangan nila mag-ingat kasi meron pa ring Franco na pwede ring i-reverse yung mga ginagawa nila. So it's also one thing that Aura PH should be considering.
Now, we will be heading to the game in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Kapit lang kayo dyan. Alam ko medyo nagkakaroon na kayo ng hype sa katawan nyo dahil gusto nyo na makita kung sino ba manalo sa game number 3. Pero dito tayo sa MPL PH Season 7 and alam mo, nasabi ko lang, seeing the teams play, hindi pa natin nakikita lahat maglaro. Pero I have this idea na nag-step up talaga lahat ng teams. Yung identity ng bawat team, maka-clarify mo na kung anong gusto nilang gawin.
Oh yeah, we're in week on the I think right now napaglaro na ang lahat ng team except for one, which is Signal Ultra, and nakikita natin na mainit talaga laban. In fact, we only have 1-2-0 so far. And I think that is also that also tells us na lahat talaga ng team ay nag-step up na.
Oo. At saka nga pala, pinaplag lang namin dahil nakikita nyo na kayo yung mga bootcamp nila. Please do watch yung bootcamp raid sa MPL Philippines. Makikita nyo kung paano yung MPL Philippines page makikita nyo kung paano nga ba sila namumuhay sa mga bootcamp nila. Ano nga ba yung tsura ng mga bootcamp nila at gusto nilang gawin sa mga bootcamp nila. Lahat ng teams, inikot namin. Ako, ikaw,
si Manjin,
si Rob. Inikot namin lahat ng mga bootcamp ng team para lang mapakita namin sa inyo kung ano nga ba yung mga ginagawa na itong mga teams na to. So don't forget to watch that and looking at them, ready na to. And alam mo, Wolf, bawat pwesto na inuupuan nila ngayon, nakita natin ng personal to. And mainit ang mga notes dito. Hindi natin sabihin yan, syempre. Pero may mga notes yan.
Yeah, you know, one thing na pwede natin siguro i-reveal is how well bonded Aura PH is. Isa kayong dalawa ni Manjin ang nagsabi sa akin, nagkwento sa akin na etong team na to, Aura PH, they can finish each other's sentences. Ganon sila, ka-close sa isa't isa. And nagtatranslate yan dun sa mga teamfight execution sila. Game number 1, kitang-kita kung gaano kaswabe yung pag-execute ng mga members ng Aura PH. You can see how well executed their team fights are. And siguro nga dahil ito dun sa bonding or dun sa pagiging close sa mga players nila.
Dito naman sa Blacklist International, yung bootcamp nila, sobrang cozy. Sobrang ganda ng pwesto nila doon. Actually, kapag ka napahiga ka doon, alam mo yung masandal tulog? Ganon yung dating ng bootcamp nila dito. And ang ganda din ng bond netong team na to. They're very close. And at the same time, makikita mo talaga na kapag umupo sila doon, it's all business.
Yes, it's all business na pag talagang ganun na yan. And we can see na when it comes to the business para sa side ng Blacklist International, ang kanilang ginawa ay nagbatak talaga. Not only with their scrims or with the training, but also when it comes to exposing themselves sa mga tournaments outside of MPL.
And it's time to head to the Celestial Palace as we go to game number 3 of this best of 3 series, Blacklist International versus Aura PH. Tara na!
Ang comfort para sa Blacklist International, nandyan ang YSS ni Wise or the Wise SS. And like we said kanina, Edward as well as Ohev using the same heroes in the past 3 games that we have. And also, it all spells comfort para sa Blacklist.
Kung mapapansin mo yung first item na kinuha ni Kilowash, yung region necklace.
Yes.
Region necklace, dalawang ganun yung kinuha niya dito.
This is not the first time that he did that. Usually ginagawa niya ni Kilowash lalo na pag mga chow-thumbs siya. Gusto niyang i-out-sustain lang katapat dalawang necklace sa simula. It really helps him to be tanky in a way or sustain me.
Then again, alam niya din na hindi talaga favorable matchup sa kanya dito yung top lane na may pakito. So, ang ginagawa niya dito is nagka-cut siya ng wave.
Yeah.
And hindi niya gusto na madala siya dun sa may critical HP. So, ibig sabihin dito, ladies and gentlemen, Kilowash really just wants to go for yung mga cut ng waves.
We did see kanina nung game 1 na yung Pakito versus Benedetta matchup, dahil sa mga nerfs sa Benedetta, sided talaga siya sa Pakito kung sa bayang bigkas lang mangyayari. But when it comes to cutting waves, obviously nandun niya kay Benedetta kasi meron siyang maraming dash and pwedeng gamitin ni Kiluwas yun. Ngayon, nung nangyari nung game number 1 was etong ating Benedetta, ang ginawa niya ay ina-advance niya yung pag-cut ng waves.
Dahil din si Eson talaga kinukulit niya dito. Si JP, manhook niya kaya yung buff? Hindi niya mahuhook yung buff. And that is going to be Kiluwas and Edward going at it. Pareho na silang level 3 dito. And kung mapapansin mo, si Edward pa yung nabawasan ng todo dun sa ginawa nilang suntukan.
Yeah. Oh, now, in the middle, ito naman yung hinahanap natin para umay Venus, yung Eve with that second skill. At si Raflesha nagiging problema lang para sa Blacklist International. 1 minute 40 seconds in, hindi pa level 4 si Wise dahil nga naman sa fact na hindi pa niya nakukuha yung purple niya.
And Raflesha dito and Eson going at it. And look at that flicker. Finlicker siya pabalik. Tignan natin Raflesha, makakatakas nga ba? Dito si Kiluwas with the health. Flicker out para kay Venus dito. And that is going to be crucial para sa kanila. Raflesha, nakatakas pa.
Wow, that's the power of the Grok. High and dry with the sprint. Hirap habulin for sure. At kaya maging really offensive the start of the match.
Edward ang first target dito ng Aura PH. And nandito yung backup pero medyo late ang pangyayari. The hook will be thrown out pero si Kiluwas nagstay siya doon ng onte para kahit pa
Oh, no.
Uy! Nagkabarilan! Yung isa sa taas, yung isa sa harap!
And that's exactly what we said into the draft. Yung Eve gonna be counter. Hindi man counter answered by Greed. Nung nakita niya nag-ultimate na si Eve, alam niya there's only one spot literally for that at tatanggapin niya talaga yung meteor shower. Sabay last hit pa ni JP. And obviously, wanna give that to Aero in the early game. Now belongs to Aura PH. Nakuha pa nila yung turtle.
Ngayon, another pressure dito sa may mid lane para kay Venus.
Hindi magtitigil ang Aura PH. Lalong-lalo ngayon ang ganda ng simula para sa kanila. They will use their Benedetta to cut the waves. Tapos gawa sila ng play with the Lancelot. And all is good para sa Aura PH. Lalo na lumalamang na sila ng 1,000 ngayon. Para naman sa Blacklist International, they have to force rotations. Oh, look at this. Greed! Kinuha agad. Ninakaw agad yung purple buff. We are talking about this. The Aura PH jungle choke tactics.
Ito yung mga bagay na talaga nakakasakit ng todo sa isang YSS. Like YSS, sinabi na nga natin, consistent siya. Pero kasi yung strength niya is kailangan pa rin niya yung buffs. So, ibig sabihin dito, Aura just took like 2 minutes, 1 minute and 30 seconds of that buff dito sa side ng Blacklist International and yung effectivity dito ng Blacklist International is magle-lessen ng konti in terms of the jungler side. Aura PH pushing top.
And you can see Kiluwas na nakaw pa niya yung green buff na yun away from Wise. Can't catch a break. Although
there is a fight. The hook is there. Eson dito mapipilitan gamitin yung flicker niya and Edward na naman ang naipit doon. Divide and conquer ang pinapakita ng Aura dito, Wolf.
Exactly what is happening ngayon. Just like in the previous game kung saan napupwersa ang Blacklist International na maghiwa-hiwalay dahil dun sa movements ito ng Aura PH. Hindi man YSS yung gamit ng Aura ngayon. They're using the Lancelot. Almost is the same. At ngayon, 12 seconds before the turtle timing, nagiging aggressive na naman ng Aura. Wanna kill all my Venus or at least get a bonus kill. Sabay pwesto dun sa may turtle. At kukuha ngayon ng big objectives. Wise hindi na nakakuha ng buffs. Although na last hit niya yun, which is great. That's exactly what they wanted para kay Wise.
And glowing wand para dito kay sa side ni Greed. Kiluwas with the brute force breastplate. Raflesha dito. Meron siyang passive so hindi siya mahahatak at na-surprise siya dito. Eson gets the kill. Pero doon sa may likod, Greed dito, pino-force out niya sila Oheb. Kiluwas trying to get away. Makakatakas ba siya? Yes, he can. May hook na pwedeng tumama. And here comes the Electro final blow. Eson dito, hinarangan talaga nila. Hindi tatama yung pana. And the hook will be thrown out din ulit ng isa pang beses. Hindi pa rin mahuhuli si Kiluwas. Masyadong madulas ang Kiluwas.
Ang dulas. This Benedetta, but Oheb, sabi niya, let's just trade for a turret. Well, big influx of gold para sa side ng Blacklist International. Lalo na nakakuha sila ng important kills naman sa Aura. And Eson dying once again. Top lane para kay Wise naman. Using his ultimate to scout things out. Sabay back dahil alam niya na doon na si Kiluwas. And Aura PH, even after getting so many good stops dun sa early game, bumapalag pa rin ng Blacklist. In fact, Maliit lang yung lead. 500, 600 lang yung lead ng Aura PH.
Reed ang main target nila dito. Tinatakbo talaga nila Harrit. At sabi din ni Benny Cutie dito, tara, pre, alis na. Hindi na natin kaya to. Si Edward gusto pa rin yung slow, ibaba to. Pero doon sa may gitna, may 1v1 na naganap. And JP clearly having the advantage, still gets the kill.
It is a very important kill. Kaso nga lang patay si Grok, but that is just a tank. And Aura PH, hindi naman sila ganun kalungkot sa nangyari na yun. In fact, masaya pa sila dahil binigyan nila ng kill, solo kill. Itong si JP. Ngayon ay lumalamang kay YSS. In fact, JP is leading by 600 gold in the early stages over his jungler counterpart, which is Wise. And alam natin, crucial yun.
Si Benny Cutie, 2 items na.
That's true.
Naka-Clock of Destiny na.
And Talisman.
Tapos may Enchanted Talisman pa. So, ibig sabihin, magiging mahirap to come in the coming mid-game kasi masyadong maaga nakuha ni Benny Cutie yung mga timings nga dito. Especially yung stacks. Kasi usually, kapag mataas din yung gold ni Alice, nagko-convert din yan sa maraming stacks na eh.
Yes, ang pinaka favorite na hero, pinaka-kabisado na hero ni Benny Cutie is the Alice. Arguably one of the best Alice players in the league right now. We'll see him really snowball this time.
And Oheb dito getting pop lock and drop.
Ooh,
Benny
sakit.
Cutie, mahuhuli pa siya ni Eve dito. And Eson, gusto niya huli ni JP and the hook! Hook flicker.
Sexy moves mula kay Uncle Eson.
Baka Eson Esports.
Eson Esports. Inintay niya yung Thorn Rose, pops the hook, flicker out. Solid na solid. Walang kawala doon yung Lancelot. By the way, Oh My Venus facilitated for that with a wonderful usage of the ultimate. This time kasi ginamit naman niya yung walls para hindi siya makita.
Oh, grabe. Uy! Oh my goodness, look at that play. Kilowash dito, nahatak siya. Wala lang sa pwesto yung mga members dito ng Blacklist International. Pero, masasabi natin na nahuli na ni Eson si Kilowash.
Oo. At hindi yan siguro ang pinakahuli. Eson, mananalasa pa. And all of a sudden, Butters, Blacklist International ahead of Aura PH. Pwede na silang kumuha ng mga next objectives sa ngayon. Gamitin nila si Oh My Venus in an offensive manner, just like into the bottom lane.
Nag-drawing na dito si Oh My Venus. And hindi makatakas si Kilowash dun sa pwestong yon. Kilowash dito.
Yan sa mga tournaments outside of the MPL. Nakita mo naman, Greed, suma-sidestep. Pero alam ni Eson kung saan siya pupunta. And the slow-mo with the flicker. Beautiful play from Eson. Hindi na nga kinailangan yung ulti kasi nga naman, basic na.
And that instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Available starting March 26 in Oppo concept stores, retail partners, and e-com platforms. Pero may away na nagaganap dito habang nag-i-spell ako ito, and that's going to be a triple kill para kay Oheb.
Oh my goodness. Look at that spacing coming out from Blacklist International. At sabi nga natin, pag sila talaga ang nauna nasa pwestuhan, ilista mo na. Blacklist International obviously using yung kanilang Yi Sun-shin to take control of the vision game. Sabay gamit ng kanilang Harith kay Oheb. And even with Benny Cutie having 3 items na, meron na siyang Winter Truncheon, hindi pa rin enough yung damage output ng Aura PH. And we have to see Kilowash really give something para sa team niya. And this Benedetta, after all of the nerfs, hindi na siya yung pinaka-solid na side laner na alam natin na meron ang Benedetta dati. Sa ngayon, ang kailangan mong gawin ay mag-clear lang talaga ng waves, and Aura PH stuck. Na-quarantine sila dito sa base nila.
Oo, Mountain Shocker revealed that lahat sila nandun. So lahat ng waves, lahat ng lanes nagpo-push papunta dito sa side ng Aura. Kailangan nilang i-defend to. An attack on all angles. Ika nga nila, Wolf, Rafflesia dito, and the others. They really try to take down the Lord, pero si Y sila, Oheb, si Edward, iba ang nasa isip. Tutubay ito dito sa may gitna. Depensahan man nila yung taas, yung baba, yung gitna, hindi! Pero another one coming out here from Eson Esports! Hook after hook after hook!
Hook City para kay Eson Esports. Lahat talaga nahuli, lahat natatali, even with the figure use. Na madami man siyang binabato at madami yung mimintis. Pero pag tumama, talagang solid na solid.
Eson Esports paving the way! The surprise kasi crack! And another one! And another one! And another one! Benny Cutie goes down! Blacklist International takes the series 2-1! Oh my goodness! Tignan natin! Wala akong words!
You really have to give it to Eson. Yung mga crucial na hooks na yon, those catches, kahit gaano ka ka-safe,